Alright, gang, so last we left the party swimming in their fish-like forms after their encounter with the aboleth through the cramped tunnels of the Underdark, seeking the heart of the Sword Mountains. A revelation has led you here. As you move through the arcane boreholes and the natural caverns of the Underdark, I will ask, always as we begin our session here, for a recap. If you guys will be so kind as to tell me, what are the hero's objectives? What have we endured? What is on your minds individually? If you contribute something salient to the conversation, you will of course start the session with inspiration. Who would like to begin?
So, we started our mission last week, continuing into the Underdark after having had our conversation with Uruk Vox, I think his name is, the Aboleth.
Yeah.
Each of us having accepted at least some form of gifts from him. And as we are happily exploring, we avoid an encounter with these dusk mantle squid things of hell rather narrowly. Then there is a strange mushroom thing. I think that could have been 2 weeks ago. There's a path in our way. Someone breaks down the mushrooms. They're doing all kinds of crazy shit. And then we're in this different part where there's obsidian all around. And Gwen, being curious as she is like, well, I can gather some of this stuff for some fancy dwarven shit. Begins trying to mine some of these particular spires. And that's when they ended up being obsidian ropers. And we were all attacked by pretty terrifying shit. These obsidian ropers just grabbing us, yanking us around, bullying us quite immensely. It's a relatively long and painful fight, but our group eventually comes out on top. Poor Uller was mere moments away from death several times over because he got isolated from the party as we each sort of chose different targets to attack. After this, Uller had revealed that he now speaks in thieves' cant, kind of confusing Leandrin. He's like, was he watching me while I was talking? That's kind of pervy. And then, right now, we continue on our mission. Rather, we're about to take a rest before our mission. And many things go through at least Leandrin's mind. She's got this sword. She's got this body that she's not pleased with. But she knows it's necessary. She's gotten that boon. She's not entirely sure what to think of it yet. She has yet to actually use it, but in the small glimpses she had, it's something about touching in the strengths of aboleth ancestors, which is terrifying yet also quite powerful at the same time. Leandrin eagerly awaits to see that the greater evil down here, Malik, is defeated. And that's my contribution.
Very well said, Leandrin. Go ahead and take inspiration.
Yay.
Who else?
I'll say after we killed the magma ropers, the city of magma ropers, they had a deposit of diamonds in each of them. And afterward, when we progressed a little further, there was essentially a massive plug of mushrooms that we sort of picked our way through. I originally tried to use the elemental's innate sort of bulk to try and force a way through, but we got a little bit of a path to give everyone advantage to pass the way. And I believe I picked up a few mushrooms. I have them written down. A phoenix shroom, 2 necro caps. Necro resist caps that give an additional hit point when you eat one. And the phoenix shroom, I believe, is something for potion of fire resist.
Correct. I think you gathered a couple other mushrooms, or maybe perhaps, no, that's right, you would just receive the effects of their spores.
Yep.
Very well said. Anything else, Varnick?
I think other than that, we had a fairly straightforward time, no?
Straightforward indeed, as it seems that the only path into this mountain, the one that the Phaserus flows contrapositive toward, is the one worth following. It has in many senses been a little bit like a railroad. Go ahead and take inspiration, Varnick. Who else?
Yeah, it mentioned it could also just be, like, thoughts of the characters, right?
Absolutely,
Well,
yes. Very important.
from Gwen's perspective, this shit fucking sucks. I hate being down here. She lost her dwarvenness, isn't a dwarf currently. And the first thing that she tries to do to soothe herself, mind shit. It turns out to be a very large mistake. Fuck this place. Fuck everything about it. Fuck the Underdark. What's a grudging? Her ancestors 16 generations from now will come down here to murder shit randomly for this act.
Gwen, your encounter with the obsidian pillars, indeed turning out to be ropers, your attempts to recover arcane stone from these entities were certainly stymied by the combat, though you were ultimately successful in harvesting both diamonds and obsidian from their corpses. Give me a little bit more in terms of why Gwen is so upset here.
Well, as stated in the last sessions, dwarvenness taken is not currently a dwarf. Honestly, life is terrible right then and there. Every breath fucking sucks. Stuck underwater, dwarves and water don't mix, especially when you're like Gwen and you wear about, 700 pounds worth of steel at any given time. And then, even without it, not very buoyant dwarves, very dense creatures. So this is like actual hell.
Very well said.
Yeah.
No, go on if you have more.
I mean, it's not even like she could smoke some halfling's weed or something to try and calm herself down, because once again, she's underwater and doesn't have any.
Indeed. The Aboleth spawn form, rather, that your party has bargained for with Urak Vex, the creature above these tunnels, has been beneficial. You've survived suffocation from the waters around you, and as you've descended further and further into the heart of the mountain, you've realized that these forms have been protecting you from the raw water pressure that surrounds you as well. Abyssal creatures that you are now. Gwen, go ahead and take inspiration. Who's next?
I'll go after the next person. I'm all the way downstairs and picking up my food real quick.
Very fair.
If somebody else wants to go.
Zareth is currently not with us, still getting home from work, but Adriel, I think that leaves just you before Uller.
I was sweating my hot balls off in Florida.
Our recap doesn't necessarily need to be from last session, though I know you have a very good understanding of what happened.
Yeah, the understanding I have is that we entered this format of combat for kind of the first time in our fish bodies. I think it's become abundantly clear for Adriel in this moment the kind of the level of the strength of what is down here needs to be taken seriously. If nothing else, noticing that the creatures down here haven't exactly turned on the people inside of it lets him know that not only are they strong, creatures that strong may be afraid of what's coming after it, not taking to their ability to potentially fight back. It would probably be something Adriel would notice most clearly. These creatures have decided to live in peace with this evil versus eliminate it. How powerful must that next level of evil be?
Sorry, did you cut out, or was that the end of it?
I just said, how powerful will the next level be, and will we be prepared enough? Will we get rest? will we find a way to kind of relax and recover between these combats to make sure that we are as prepared as we can for the next kind of strenuous encounter?
Indeed. As the party seeks rest within these phase-risk, flooded, subterranean, subaquatic tunnels in the Underdark, each moment you spend, each hour that you spend down here, you wonder, and the sense of insecurity grows deeper, whether your current forms could be recovered from, whether the radioactivity of the phase-risks around you is doing something to your minds, something further to your bodies. You get the sense, of course, that each moment spent in this hell is, in some ways, unproductive for you. Troubling your dreams, troubling your resting hours. Go ahead and take inspiration, Adriel. Uller, what's up?
So in this moment, just another moment where the rabbit just feels like he was pulled from a hat, beat senseless, and thrown back on the side of the road. Obviously recovering from many massive wounds, not doing too well. And just kind of looking towards each of the party members and gauging if the challenge going deeper into this is going to be greater, though these things did have some sort of element of surprise on us. If it's going to be greater from here, do we have the capability of doing so and eliminating what we need to? And this isn't a question of I don't think it's a question of self-doubt. I think it's do we have the equipment necessary and the trust between each other that is required to move forward?
Uller, on the subject of trust, I believe that you received a revelation from your patron last session. Roll of the Black Hand, your immediate superior within the Church of Bane. What is it that you've been holding back from the party?
I haven't told the party of who I really am, what I'm really doing here, or any other information that's really anything pertaining to my background. Also, really unfortunate that I just spilled an entire thing of sauce on myself.
Oh no.
But yeah, just kind of not telling anyone about what I'm actually doing here, of trying to claim this for myself and for my people. And that each of them are potentially on my list to try to pull into the dark side.
This is, of course, to be expected from a servant of the Tyrant God, yet the orders that you were given most recently were more specific. Something awaits you within the heart of the mountain, something that you have been instructed to bring back.
Can I ask him a question?
Sure.
Of the current party, who do you feel is most likely to turn to your faction?
Of the current party?
Yeah.
So, I think before the revelation with Varnick, Leandrin probably would have been based on just what I've seen, a person that would be the most likely easiest target to turn over. After that conversation with Varnick that they had that we don't know about, or no, we do know about.
And Uller, what is
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure who would the next target be. I do feel in some way, shape, or form that Gwen, you would have a potential to cross because you are trying to do stuff for you and for your people. And what would something backing you and making sure that you have help and assistance in that? Why would you turn that down?
And Uller, what was the nature of the specific request that Brawl gave to you while you were traveling through these tunnels?
To be 100% honest, right this second, I cannot remember. I have a complete container of red Thai chili sauce that is all over everything on my desk and on
I'm
me.
sorry.
Oh,
In the middle
no.
of cleaning up as I'm talking to you guys.
Very fair.
But I can't for the life of me remember the name, the exact element of what I had to remove and take.
I will recollect you of it then. The party has seen previously in divinations when they approached the shrine of Dumathuin, the keeper of secrets within the mountain, that what awaits you within the heart of this place is, of course, the wild magic sorcerer Malik. Yet you saw him bent over a corpse 500 feet or more longer, cramped into the stony chambers of a massive natural cavern. You were told to retrieve the heartstring from this body, to bear it back to the Church of Bane, and in doing so, you would be received as a saint. If I recall correctly, upon hearing this information, you shifted that magical obsidian dagger to your front waistband and began to move forward with a purpose.
That is true. I remember that.
Very good. With that, I think that our recap is concluded, for the time being at least. If Zareth shows up in the next 5 minutes, maybe I'll give him a chance, but inspiration for everyone in the party currently present. Let's rejoin our heroes. As you press past that blockaded borehole filled with strange mushrooms, broken off of their stems and dammed into this place, Varnick's air elemental form whirling quietly as it bores a passageway through this place. You can see that on the other side, the arcane borehole, 8 feet wide, 8 feet tall. Stone perfectly obliterated, no dust, no cracks within the rock. As you press forward, the tunnel descends and descends and descends. Another 500, another 1,000 feet. Nothing but the featureless stone upon any side of you, reminding you not so much as pens leading cattle to slaughter. I will ask, as I did at the beginning of our last session, what preys upon the party's minds? Are there any thoughts that you wish to share with each other? Or with your ever-loving DM?
Varnick speaking in air elemental form. I guess having Uller translate this. I am not sure how we will get back. to our normal flesh and blood bodies. Even something like this is above my ability to mend.
Just
So,
another curse to bear.
well,
One of
my
many.
problem is we might be stuck here.
Then we will die here.
I'm back.
Yeah, I don't feel like I want to die here, so we're gonna figure this out and keep moving.
I agree with that, but just let's be practical. We're probably gonna die here.
Maybe we take everything a little bit slower and don't necessarily just try to take everything across the walls.
I don't know. These are very pretty walls, aren't they?
Perfectly smooth.
Dunk, dunk, dunk.
Are you referring to me, Thagaraki?
No, I am not referring to you.
You're not Thagaraki, Dagelgi.
I am not sure what you mean, Dago. I'm not sure exactly what you mean, whether you're insulting me or if you're being endearing. I'm just making a statement.
Then I'll speak in common for a full sentence, and then I'm going back to it. Were you talking to me, Uller?
I mean, that entire time, that was Leandrin responding to you.
No, yes, but the original.
The original question statement, yes, it was like not directed towards you, but directed towards the party. But it can kind of be seen that he is a little hurt and just looking around to see what we can get out of everything. Just maybe we should check on some things before we full send, now that we know what this place is capable of producing.
And what do you mean by that? We didn't bring the broadest of resources. Though we didn't expect to be swimming down underneath the water in these wonderful forms with knowledge and weapons or boons in hand.
One thing's for sure, once we get out of here, these weapons need to be destroyed. These things should never see the light of day.
Interesting how you'd say that.
Their
were
profane
made for
creation
us.
was... You saw how they were made too, yeah?
I saw in great detail. I smelled the blood. I heard the screams. I know what they were made of. And frankly, it's still not the most terrifying thing I've seen.
Let's
I watched
focus
me
on
most...
surviving if we're going to do this, and afterwards we can discuss what's going to happen with these items.
Can I ask one salient question to the party?
Oh, yes, please, go ahead.
How many things have you seen across the planes that are perfect spheres?
There's the scrying orb.
That could carve into the earth with this level of accuracy?
I honestly have not the slightest clue.
A gnome once came into me father's shop claiming he could make such a thing. Something that could drill perfectly through the earth, but, well, he was sent out being called a madman. It made no sense. How could it be done? Yet here we are.
It might be like a plane or a gate moving everything in around it. And the gate or the plane or the portal, whatever it is, could be a circle. like a, just kind of recalling, a cookie cutter.
As the party considers the possibilities, if anyone would like, you're more than welcome to make an Arcana check.
I will do so.
Is this only if we're proficient?
No, anyone's welcome to make an Arcana check here. I will note though that if you're not proficient, you're pretty much going to need to hit a nat 20. And Leandrin, are you comfortable rolling for Zareth till he gets back again?
Sure. Let me get Zareth's sheet. Where is Zareth's sheet? It's right there. Do you want me to roll for him as well?
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
There we go.
That's supposed to be another 15. Sorry.
Leandrin, with a 20, you are familiar with magics that annihilate. Your own father, a practiced spellcaster. You have seen bodies disintegrated before your eyes, the pale white dust that they're transformed into, yet this is not the same. There is no rock dust that floats within these tunnels. There is no evidence of this passage being created other than the absence of stone. Not obliterated, not disintegrated, simply annihilated, made not to exist.
Look, I've seen someone get turned into a pile of ash, all because he disagreed with Father's idea of our uniform. And while it feels similar, there would normally be something left over from a disintegration. Whatever this is, it destroys everything. That, or it simply puts it somewhere else. But this is something else, something extra. Whatever we're about to deal with might erase us from existence.
Well, have you left your mark?
Well, I don't know yet. Left my mark in the hearts of you guys, I hope. But on the world, I doubt it. And I doubt I would. What are we if not just small pieces in a much grander world? With all that silly chat aside, again, annihilation. Gary, woo! And she does like a little flipping with her feet.
Well,
I know I definitely don't want to. Sorry, go ahead.
Let's say, well, I guess the more you think about it, you know, the more I've always thought about this, the more you dwell on it, the more inevitable it becomes. You know?
Yeah.
Which is why, by Moradin's beard, we should stop talking about it. We're not gonna die, and we're gonna kill both that aboleth bastard and whatever the hell else he wants us to kill. We'll be
I
fine.
give her the catfish nod with the wand
Catfish nod.
That is canonical Adleth spawn Varnic to my head.
Varnic, just for a moment of levity, you were talking about this in the group chat over the course of the week. Like you said, you imagine each of the aboleth blessed, quote-unquote, forms of your party members to be different fish, or at least different fish-like humanoids. Varnic a catfish, Adriel an anglerfish. Do you have imaginations for the rest of the party here?
Gwen is a stonefish, which stonefish are the you know what a stonefish is?
Yeah,
They're really
yeah, yeah.
venomous. Step on them, they look like a rock. Yeah. I think Leandra's either like an I think she's like an eel, and her sparky fangs is actually the second set of jaws behind them.
What the hell?
I love it.
Yeah.
I haven't came up with one older, one that makes a lot of sense. I was thinking maybe something like that may possibly has ears, or maybe like a long fin like ears, almost like an oarfish maybe.
That makes sense.
But I think Ullers has been the hardest one. The rest of it have been like I can almost picture like the meme of like the four dude just kind of looking at the screen.
Is it called an axolotl? How do you pronounce it?
Axolotl.
Which
yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yo, wait, that means he could still be blue. Blue axolotls are a thing.
In Minecraft.
I swear they're real. Like actual.
Very
Yeah, you
good.
can be a blue axolotl. There you go.
As the party proceeds in their passage, another half hour or so of swimming. Eventually, the arcane borehole gives way to the cramped and winding tunnels of the Underdark, completely flooded. The mucus-filled water at this point from the Aboleth's lair beginning to recede somewhat. The ghostly white strands of your own birthright no longer clouding your vision to the same degree that it has been, yet regardless, the area is still lightly obscured by the billowing of Phaedrus from deep within the heart of the mountain. As the party presses forward, who is helming this journey?
Barnick's still an air elemental, yeah?
I believe so, yes.
Well, then I guess I would then.
Is that what the air elemental looks like?
You know what? Maybe, but yeah, I was gonna just helm the journey with the arrow until I suppose.
Very good. Go ahead and roll me a survival check, Varnick, as you continue to press through these dark tunnels. With a 25, following the billowing path of the Phaedrus is of no difficulty for you. In fact, you can feel it intensifying as you travel, no longer a subtle presence within the air, but practically a current within the water itself. As you press forward, Varnick, with your passive perception, you can see a spark in the distance. A little bit of light crackling and dying out over and over. What would you like to do?
I will turn back, halt the party, and then say, I think there's lightning or just something glowing. Maybe the Phaedrus isn't reacting with something.
Ooh.
When we look over there, do we feel compelled to move forward like an anglerfish would compel fish to move towards it?
Make an insight check on yourself.
Well, 21.
With the 21, the compulsion to travel downwards is something that is innate to you now, Gwen. You know that your destiny lies within the heart of this mountain. The sparks in front of you give you a sense of trepidation, yet you do not feel compelled to seek them out. Simply another obstacle in your path.
Well, do we want to just... how far away is it, I should ask?
A little bit outside the range of your dark vision, which I believe is 60 feet for you, right?
I would assume, as I'm looking it up, but I like to approach it a bit, see if I can get it into my line of sight.
Sure. Go ahead and press forward in that case, and make me another perception check. Or insight, if you prefer.
You know what? We'll just roll the different one this time. They're the same number. Well,
With a 13, as you press forward up to 60 feet, you can see a dim and coiling form within the phaserus, within the water. You cannot make out its precise features, yet it seems to be unmoving. You can feel, however, with a 13, the goose pimples raising upon your fishy flesh as an electric current seems to run through the water.
kind of getting a flashback to Cholt. I think this is some sort of electric eel. Maybe. It seems wrapped. I think it's long. It's hard to kind of discern it. But I feel the charge.
Have fun.
Well,
Uh,
sir, nature fella, we're gonna kill it. You gonna talk to it? How you gonna deal with it?
Something tells me I highly doubt it's some normal creature just living here. If it was a beast, there's no way it is now. I'm gonna try. I don't know how. I guess yell as a fucking air elemental to see if it reacts to the sound.
You let out a
Make
blast.
a bunch of bubbles.
You let out a blast of steam at the top of your proverbial lungs. Yet, as you do so, you see no response from the coiled creature before you, its body as long as a steam train.
Either it's deaf, it's pretending to not hear you, or it's dead.
Hmm. Well, I'm gonna turn back. Do you want me to head closer?
If you can guarantee you're not going to die, sure.
Before we move
Come on,
closer,
we
can
know
I
that.
try to make out if there's any more details on this?
Sure, go ahead and roll me a perception check of your own, Uller.
Can I also do this, or can I help him?
You can help him, certainly. I believe that currently it's the marching order is Varnick, Uller, Adriel, and then the rest of the party, right?
Screw that, homie.
Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead and help Uller here. And I think that'll be the
I will.
last perception check that I allow here. With a 26, Uller, you can't make out the exact features of the coiled creature before you, yet you can see a flash of luminescent blue scales upon its body. In addition to that, you can see that floating within the passage before you are a number of small cave fish, sightless eyes, belly up.
I grab Barnick because he's in front of me and start to move back a little bit. Are you still air elemental?
Yeah. Let's kind of follow him back.
I do whatever the equivalent is of grabbing an air elemental, and move back a little bit and explain to the group of what I've seen. We can obviously feel a disturbance inside of this water. It's small shocks going across as if a current is continuing to flow.
Real quick,
Meaning-
Inside of that, go ahead.
just real quick,
No, you go
welcome, Zareth, just to get you caught up to where we are. The party has been pressing through the Underdark last session and this session, overcoming a number of challenges in the form of obsidian ropers and a blockade of mushrooms preventing the party's passage. Currently, the party is gazing upon an enormous coiled serpentine form that is unmoving within the flooded passage of the Underdark before you. The party has just noticed a slight electrical current emanating from the body of the creature, and a number of cave fish that are floating belly up in front of it.
Got it.
So I'll grab them and obviously pull them back and just explain to him what I saw inside that room. Belly up fish, current going across, coiled snake thing.
I'm thinking here. Well, I can maybe get closer. I do have some sort of resistance to lightning in this form.
I had lightning in my mouth. I don't think I'm resistant to it, which is kind of sad.
That's horrifying in my mind, the pharyngeal jaws of lightning.
Does it ever feel like it's stable around here?
Stable in what sense?
Like if we move any further, will we get like electrified, or there's like energy?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
My thing is not up. I'm sorry, Ben.
No, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
I can do it for him.
Please.
All right. What's your insight? It's just about as terrible as mine.
With a 15, Zareth, as you swim a few feet closer, you can feel the intensity of the electric charge growing, yet it does not seem harmful. Uncomfortable, perhaps, not something you would wish to be exposed to for any extended period of time, yet you do not think that there will be any harm, mortal or otherwise, of moving closer to whatever this creature is.
So, guys, I think we need to either move quick from here or try to learn what this is before we just stay here for too long.
I agree. I think my fins are starting to stand up. Which is weird to say, because I didn't expect to have fins.
Well, I think unless we're willing to do a lot more testing and prodding of this thing, and possibly irritating it, I think we're going to get what we're going to get.
Is the serpent sleeping right now? Is that what it is?
The party is unsure. You can see a great coiled form before you with luminescent blue scales, unmoving.
Well, if you are willing, I would go first.
I'll be right behind you.
I'll turn. And I'm going to try and go around the creature.
As you press closer to the creature, its form becomes evident. A tremendous being. Despite its serpentine form, its body having been coiled in an unnatural way. You can tell that any spine that might be within the creature has been broken. You can see long jaws like a dragon's, but truncated limbs, almost like a lizard flirting with evolution into a snake. If you'd like to make a nature check, you're welcome to. And if the parties would like to, you're more than welcome to pull your tokens out on the northern side of this map.
Would you like me to do the same for you, Mr. Zareth, or?
I have it now.
You have it, cool.
It's not an advantage, but it is. The first one's a 19.
Mm-hmm. With a 19 Uller, you cannot say precisely what this creature is, but it looks like how to put it? Almost in the same way that a pug can be said to resemble a dog. The creature before, or resemble a wolf, the creature before you could be said to resemble a dragon. Long body, a fanged mouth that is lolling open in clearly what cannot be sleep, but death. As you gaze upon the body, you get the sense that when the tunnel was so suddenly flooded, the water pressure likely dragged it against the rocks and broke its body upon them. You can see a very small gap within the tunnel, 6 inches or so, where you can see it winding on beyond the blockade before you.
I will come up to it and see if it can be maneuvered at all. Like, if a hole could be pushed out that's a little bigger.
Good question, Varnick. As you press up toward it, how do you engage with it?
Finding the spot where the water is like completely plugged and there's like a little spot
Mm-hmm.
flowing water, or is it like just kind of like ambient around it leaking?
Oh, no, it's, sorry, one more time?
Is it like almost completely plugged and there's like just like one little area in the like one side, just a space to fit through, or is it like you're just kind of leaking water throughout the edges and it's completely clogged?
Throughout the edges for the most part, but you can see that that little 6-inch gap beneath it is the most evident and obvious point of passage. Clearly too small for any of your party members, though in your air elemental form, lacking corporeality, you could certainly press through it.
I'm gonna turn around. So, let's be honest here. Like everything else in this place, well, above this place, there's a good chance it could be undead. It might rouse whenever I start to do this.
No, don't worry. After you do what you're going to do, I was thinking about trying something too.
One other note,
I'm gonna
Varnick,
try.
real quick.
Okay.
As you approach it, you can see that the creature's body has begun to rot. You can see that it's begun, rather not rot, but decompose, shall we say. Its belly having been split open, the viscera floating above it. Most notable amongst a large kidney-shaped, perhaps placenta-shaped sac that seems to pulse and crackle with lightning.
I want to reach in and try and just pull it out.
Very good. As you reach in and try to pull it out, your air elemental form enters not water, but something more viscous. As you begin to press through it, for a brief moment, you wonder what it may be, until the entire gelatinous cube begins to tremble around you, and you see the water begin to shift with the creature's forward momentum, surging toward you. Everyone go ahead and roll for initiative. The party is surprised.
Giant gelatinous cube. Giant cube. What is the air elementals initiative? Oh,
My initiative always suck.
Damn, even the cube beat you. That shouldn't happen.
I know. I'm a freaking rogue, and I'm still being beaten by everything.
Give me just a moment.
Then again, my
here.
dexterity isn't super high, I'll admit, but.
One sec.
Oh shit, me and you wrote the same thing, Barney.
The 14. In this form, I have a 20 dex.
Am I envious?
Well, I am air.
That's true.
Isn't the creature the highest dex a will-o-wisp?
Possibly. That seems right to me. Maybe minus a couple of boss monsters. So, as the gelatinous cube begins to surge forth, to the party's surprise, the first action that you see is not from it, but instead, suddenly, a strand of sticky webbing shoots down from a recess within the cave ceiling, directly towards Zareth. As the filament strikes you, Zareth, one moment, as the filament strikes you, immediately It sticks to your armor on your chest as something, as you gaze up toward the ceiling, with spider-like claws but a crab-like body, two extruding tentacle stalks, begins to drag you in toward it.
Uh-oh.
That's the first action of this surprise round. Uller, you pass the round in surprise. Our next action, another sticky filament shoots out toward Gwyn here, striking her upon the chest very similarly. As this happens, both of you are drawn up toward the ceiling of this cavern with the retract filament ability. You see yourselves in front of the sharp, scythe-like claws of the cave fissures before you. Zareth, your turn passes in surprise, but you regain your reaction. Varnick, Gwyn, the same is true for you. As the gelatinous cube begins to ooze its way forward, first attempting to encapsulate Varnick. Varnick, go ahead and give me a dexterity save here. Checking. With a 12, you are successful. You are pushed back 5 feet as you attempt to withdraw yourself from the gelatinous cube's dominion. Give me an additional dexterity save. A 13 successful as well as you continue to press backwards. One more.
Oh, okay. So like every step. Okay.
Oh, yeah. With the 25, you continue to avoid the effects of this gelatinous cube's attempts to grapple you, or rather, attempts to consume you, as it puts on a burst of speed and attempts to engulf the party, surging forward with a hungry and avaricious nature. Give me another dex save, Varnick. With an 8, let me drag out your air elemental form. Do you remember how much HP it has?
It is full from the healing of the
Correct.
one thing.
Very good call. As the creature presses forward one more time, you can feel the currents around you begin to slow, as your airy form is encapsulated within the gelatinous cube here. Varnick, you do immediately take 3d6 points of acid damage. I can't remember if you're immune to that, however.
I am not.
Very good. 11 points of acid as the creature's form begins to eat away at the tiny particles that sustain your physical body. You begin to travel with it as it moves forward another 10 feet. Leandrin, dex save.
Gosh, this thing is a bunch of movement.
With a 27, you swim backwards with a swiftness. Zareth, for your part, there is no save here. Grappled by the cave fissure's adhesive filament, you cannot move backwards. Leandrin, give me one more dex save. A 19's a success. You draw yourself back another 5 feet as you see Zareth consumed by the creature as well. Give me one sec. Zareth, you do take 10 points of acid damage here. That brings us to the end of the gelatinous cube's turn. You can see your party members either whirling or kicking their fins about inside of it. Leandrin, your turn passes in surprise, your reaction regained. As that happens, you see once, twice, 2 more filaments erupt out of the recesses within the ceiling as the additional cave fissures make their presence known upon the field. One of them using a bonus action to shoot a filament toward Uller here, immediately 10 temp HP. Does anyone remember what the temp HP would be from? Yes, that would be from the Protector.
Protector droid.
Yeah, the
Gotcha.
Protector turret from Gwyn's class. 2 new filaments shoot out, one toward Uller, immediately retracting you toward the ceiling, toward it. The other one shooting out in the direction of Adriel here, drawing you directly up toward the creature. Oh, sorry, that is incorrect. Drawing you up toward the creature. And that brings us to the end of our first round as Adriel's turn passes in surprise. Our Cave Fisher on 21 is going to... Let me see here. Cave Fisher on 21 grabbed Zareth. It drags you to the top of the gelatinous cube. Its own claws, armored and acid immune, reaching inside to attack you twice. You are considered... Let me double check this. You are not considered restrained. You are simply considered grappled, as the claws flash out toward you, a 24 to hit for 11 points of slashing damage.
That hit.
Very good. Our Cave Fisher on 18 does the same to Gwen as the claws begin to dig into her armor. A 19 to hit Gwen. Missing, right?
They're muted.
Fuck! Damn it!
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. So all 4 of those, right?
Oh, no, only the 2. The 9 and the 19.
Oh, okay.
I think
Yeah.
those miss you.
Yeah, they miss.
Very good. The claws scraping across your well-forged armor. Zareth, that's going to bring us to you. The first turn for the heroes in the combat. You are currently grappled by the adhesive filament, and you are stuck inside the gelatinous cube. You can feel your very body beginning to disintegrate around you. What would you like to do?
Did I get skipped?
I think you did, Uller. I'm so sorry. You did. I'm sorry. Let me roll that back. What would you like to do, Uller?
So I was just reading up. This has the filament can be attacked.
Okay.
I am going to attempt to attack the creature first as it pulls me towards it.
Roll the hit. With a 14, unfortunately, as the blade intersects with the filament, it does at a less than cutting angle. The hardy silk of this filament entangles your weapon. You cannot strike with it, you cannot pull it back unless you wish to use an action to attempt to pull it free.
Okay. That was at the creature?
You said you were attacking the filament, right?
No, the creature itself. I said that I'm trying to attack the creature first. Then it'd be at disadvantage, right? So
You're not currently
still-
disadvantaged. You're not considered restrained, but regardless,
Okay.
the 14 will miss.
okay. The first one missing. I'm gonna attempt to attack the creature again.
Very good.
Second attack.
What's the result?
17.
17 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. 10 points of damage as you dig into the creature's body, abyssal blood spilling out as it hisses and burbles at you.
One more attack at the same creature. 17
hits as well.
again. And
9
then
points of
the
damage.
last one, I am going to try to swing towards the thing that is holding me.
Sorry, that's 3 attacks already, correct?
Yeah, I have Dread Ambusher, right?
Ah, correct. Thank you.
So last one is going to be at the actual thing. The filament, the thing that's holding me.
29 hits. 8 points of damage here as... One moment. Double checking. Yes, the filament is severed. You come free once again.
All right, that is 2, 3, 4 attacks. So that's all of my attacks for this. I am going to. I just didn't want to be stickied on. That's all. I'm just going to hold my position because that's action, bonus action.
You got it. Quick question. Leandrin, were you hit by a sticky filament?
I was not.
Okay, cool. All good.
I'm just
Ooh.
going to stand here.
Good turn. Our Cave Fisher on 18 has already gone out of order, and that will bring us to Zareth.
So we have aura spell slots again, right? then?
Correct. The party took a short rest toward the end of last session.
Okay. So I'm going to Misty Step. 20 feet next to Uller.
You got it. Before you do so, go ahead and roll me a D100 as the Phaserus around you surges with wild magic.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
50. Give me just a moment. Zareth, as you disappear into mist and reappear in the place of your choosing. Is that up next to Uller, toward the ceiling, or?
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh, next to the creature.
Very good. Give me just a moment. The tunnel within here is just small enough to house the gelatinous cube, but it might be valuable for us to remember whether at the top or bottom of the cave here. 20 feet up for those who are currently grappled. Zareth, as you reappear next to Uller and next to the cave fissure with which he is in combat, mist, rather steam, continues to shoot out of your ears after you finish casting the spell. You can see the bubbles boiling up into the air around you, obscuring your vision. Anything else on your turn? That's your bonus action.
Yes, I'm going to attack twice to the fissure next to Uller.
Go for it. (19) and 18 will both hit.
7 and 12 damage.
7 and the 12, very nicely done. More of this abyssal blood bleeding out into the waters around you as the creature hisses in agony, yet still intent upon its prey. Anything else?
That's my turn.
That's a good turn, and that brings us to Varnick.
To get out of this thing, would that be a check, or is this gonna be like hit it a bunch?
Well, it's up to you. There's certainly a check available to you to attempt to get out of the creature, which is a DC 12 strength check, not athletics. However, you get the sense that if you were to slay this creature, that would probably have the same goal, or probably achieve the same goal.
I'm gonna first try to get out of it, I think, because I do nothing sitting inside of it other than tickle it slowly. Air elemental. There we go. I'm gonna take the strength check to try and worm my way out of it.
Go for it. A 9, unfortunately, does not succeed as you whirl and pull about within the creature's belly. All you succeed in doing is giving it a little bit of indigestion. Any bonus action on your turn?
I don't got... Actually, that is not... The Radiant Consumption feature. I don't know what the restriction is on this, or really anything. I just remember it mentioned about when you gave me the item from the Aboleth. Does it just do the damage now at the end of the turn?
I genuinely cannot remember what item I gave you from the Aboleth. Could you put it in chat for us, or give us a summary of it?
If I'm a beast, I can get a fly speed. If I can turn it to aberrations, and I get the radiant consumption. I gotta read the word.
Yes,
yeah.
As per an ASMR racial ability. Give me just a moment to double check that. So radiant consumption is an action to begin, unfortunately. It's a bonus
Okay,
action
I
to
was
end.
unsure.
But it does damage at the end of your turn. So if you activate it on the turn, it will do damage that turn.
Well, that is the turn. I have nothing else I can do.
It's a good turn, Varnick. That's going to bring us to Gwyn.
Can I use fire abilities underwater?
You can, but I'll let you know that any creature that's completely submerged in water is considered resistant to fire damage.
Also, another question. If I used Wind Wall, right, would good old Varnick, seeing as it comes up from below and goes up, like it starts at the floor and then goes up, would Varnick be hit by that because he's, submerged in the creature?
Let me see here. Let me double check the wording on wind wall.
I was wondering, like, if engulf, right? Because then it'd be, like, technically cutting through the creature to hit him, too.
You get the sense that yes, he would, especially if the creature failed its own saving throw and the winds were to cut through it. Should have passed through your party member here. In fact, as an air elemental, wind wall could be particularly devastating to his form.
Oof. That moment when most of the shit I use is fire. Okay. Shit. Well, I have to rethink now, because, resistance to fire. I'm just gonna Ray of Frost, the cube, I guess.
The cube? Very good. Go ahead and roll an attack. That's a crit. Remember, we double all dice on the crit.
Yeah. 2d8, 2d4.
Very nicely done. 29 points of damage here as an icicle lance erupts out of the tip of your newly blessed arbalest. Try saying that 3 times fast. You can see part of the creature's form freezing in dispensation as ice crystals crackle off of the ooze into the water around and begin to melt. Anything else on your turn?
Temp HP. For, I guess, me and Oler. And, I think Zeref's too far for it, yeah.
Very nice. That's going to bring us to the gelatinous cube's turn. As it begins to feel the pain of your magics, you can see it begins to tremble. You can see the lightning sac from the Behir sparking within its body. Yet first, you can see the form of the air elemental insubstantiated by the natural digestion of the cube before it. Varnick, you do take 16 points of acid damage in your air elemental form. The particulates within you being devoured. As that happens, you can see the crackling lightning beginning to erupt forth from the creature's body. Let me go ahead and... I think I can get all 3 of you. I just want to measure it out.
Oh boy.
That's a cool looking. I mean, no, bad.
But...
That's a pretty cool looking lightning, though.
It certainly is. You see the lightning sac shift over within the creature's body as it emerges from almost it's the leftward extremity of its gelatinous form. You can see the cave fissure well protected within the stony recess that it has hidden itself. However, I will need Adriel, Leandrin, and Gwyn to make me dexterity throws. DC of 16.
Oh.
I'm gonna use my burst of
Real quick.
brain power.
Real quick. Being within water here, I will need these dexterity saves to be at disadvantage.
Even though we're fish people?
Oh, yeah. Being fish
Hey,
people
go.
doesn't prevent water from being conducive around you.
I'm gonna use my brain blast +5 to it.
Flash of genius here as you calculate the arc's trajectory, insulating you from the worst of it. Those of you who pass take half damage. Those of you who fail take 12d10 lightning damage.
Well, I'm about to die.
67 points of lightning damage to those of you who have failed. 33 for those of you who have passed.
That doesn't instant kill me, but yeah, that fucking hurts.
Very good. Very good. That's our gelatinous cube's action. It uses its movement, however, to continue to slick itself forward another 15 feet, Leandrin automatically failing the dexterity save as she is engulfed. Adriel, I'm going to need you to make a dex save as well.
The Lord.
With a 9, Adriel, unfortunately, you do fail as well, as you are drawn into the body of the gelatinous cube, still with the sticky filament still attached to you. One moment. Adriel, you do take 10 points of acid damage. Leandrin, you immediately fail 1 death save. With the creature's final bit of movement, it is going to push itself in the direction of more prey, lining itself up here within the center of the area. That's the end of the gelatinous.
I was going to ask, do the cave fishers get pulled in at all, or no?
No, the cave fishers are hidden in stony recesses that they've hollowed out nearby this creature. If you'd like to make an insight, nature, or survival check to gain some more insight, you're welcome to.
Sure, why not? Alright, let's go.
With a natural 20, your engineer's mind scans the terrain in front of you. There is a wisdom in instinct. As you look at the dead cave fish nearby with their sightless eyes, the plump bodies of the cave fishers around them, you get the sense that a commensalistic relationship has been developed amongst these ambush predators here. The cave fishers sucking up the scraps that the gelatinous cube leaves.
Wait, these are the thing dwarves eat, right? The cave fishers?
I could certainly see that. Is that some canon lore? I could absolutely see that.
Actual dwarven lore. They make cave fisher eggs because they're so fucking alcoholic, they'll kill actual men.
Holy shit.
They're like tequila worms on crack. That's essentially what the cave fisher eggs are for.
Gwyn, you take heart in the fact that should you be consumed by the creature before you, at the very least, one of your descendants at some point in the future will drink your remains.
Yeah, baby!
That is the end of the gelatinous cube's turn, and that will bring us to Leandrin. Leandrin, a death save. 1 failure already. A natural 1 here. Disastrous.
Yep, thank God I have advantage. Come on, baby. Oh, God. Oh, yeah!
With a natural 20, Leandrin, the spirits about you scream in your mind. Not here. Not yet. You must deliver us. You begin your turn with 1 HP, and you are, of course, welcome to take your actions.
All right. Am I conveniently holding my sword or no?
Let's see. I would assume that the party travels with their weapons drawn in a place as treacherous as the Underdark.
And Leandra just pops in, just like, and just uses the spell, the 5-piece to. You just. Yeah, as she's terrified of this thing.
Now, real quick, give me the description on the Ring of Freedom of Action again, because this is not considered to be a grapple. Is it any non-magical restraint, or?
You to automatically escape from non-magical restraint, such as manacle, or a creature that has grappled.
Very good. I will certainly accept that. Using 5 feet of your movement, you push your way out of the gelatinous cube's body.
And then it's just like, oh God! And she looks at her frayed hair. It's like, God damn it! I worked hard on that this morning. And she's going to. That should be 2, 3. How high is this guy up?
They are 25 feet up within the recesses of the ceiling, but other than the small boreholes that they've carved out for themselves, the entire tunnel is 20 feet at its height.
Very good. So 20 feet at its height. Can we say I moved diagonally upward so that I would have gone?
That's perfectly fine.
And then I need one more piece, so it's like 5, and then I can, or can I hit it where I'm at now?
You can hit it where you're at now. Yeah. In fact, it's occupying entirely the small space that it's in.
Very good. I'm going to attempt to slash at this ugly bastard from hell
I don't want to
Ugly
look at that.
indeed. Go ahead and roll the hit.
with my newly named Leothra, because Leothra means liberator in Drow.
16 hits.
Proccing sneak attack because I'm right next to Uller and other people. That's a relatively weak sneak attack.
Very good.
But
As the
not
angel
terrible.
blood blade sinks into it, the creature spasms in pain, yet it continues to claw.
Oh, fucking hell. Why do you fucking have to be so fucking difficult, you piece of shit? And as you can see, she's grumbling and grouching, bringing out Splinter and just says, Splinter, you're always the one who kills things. Come on! And stabs it.
The dragon
Damn it.
bone blade deflected by the thick crustacean armor of the creature before you, Leandrin. Anything else on your turn?
She is going to then move straight back away from that thing.
Very good.
So 5 popping out, 40, 2 up. She would go as far away from this thing as she can with the remainder of her movement.
Very nicely done. The cave fisher before you, noting the two combatants threatening it, Zareth and Uller here, flashes one claw toward each. First toward Uller, and then toward Zareth. 13's missing both. Our cave fisher on 4 is going to see that you have escaped, Leandrin, and it's going to shoot out a spiked tendril of filament, bursting straight through the gelatinous cube's body, dealing 3 points of piercing damage to it. Yet, as that filament attaches to you, it sucks you straight backwards. Go
So
ahead.
are we able to like resist any of this, or is it just auto win? Because that's kind of busted.
The retract filament is an automatic hit.
Well, I mean, just the fact that the filament just automatically hits us,
Yeah, automatically hits you up to 60 feet. Go ahead and make me a strength save, now that you're no longer surprised.
Okay. Do I want to do this? So describe to me how my boon works. Do I,
What boon?
the psionic certainty that I got from the thing, I can add it once per long rest? I'll say that for later. Just strength save it is.
Yeah, real talk. I run 11 tables. I remember very little of the mechanical specificities of the boons that I grant you. That is on y'all to write down. 20 saves, however. You are not drawn toward the creature, though you are still grappled by it. That's going to bring
And
us to
then-
Adriel. Sorry? Did you have something to say, Leandro?
Oh no, she's like, ah, gross, gross.
One mechanical question before, for my own philosophy here.
Mm-hmm.
Is it only adhesive on the end, or is it adhesive all the way through? Meaning, like, if it shoots through the gelatinous cube, does the gelatinous cube also get adhered and it pull? And there's a reason why I'm asking this question.
You get the sense that it's adhesive all over, yet the gelatinous cube's body, as, what's the word? As... I cannot remember the word right now. The gelatinous cube's body, amorphous as it is, it has no problem shifting itself around the filament in order to allow its passage through.
Okay. So, all right. Using the filament that I would be attached to effectively tie the gelatinous cube to the wall doesn't matter. Okay. So first things first, I need to pop an action to try to free myself from this cube. I'm gonna assume.
Well, you're considered
So-
restrained. You can still act within the cube, though your mobility and your ability to strike is very limited.
Yeah. I will strength check. That's a strength save to...
It's a DC 12 strength check, in fact, which you can technically fail despite your fire giant strength. That's not going to be a failure, though, Adriel. As you grab the filament and heft yourself out of the gelatinous cube, you're welcome to place yourself anywhere within 5 feet of the creature. Of the cube, that is.
So I could be here.
Certainly could.
All right. So I need to do the needful here. I need to hit this gelatinous cube. I need to do the email thing. I need to do the needful. It's too much junk in the center of this thing, causing a lot of issues.
Keep in mind, it was your action to pull yourself out of the cube, as per the creature stat block.
Okay, so then I can't attack.
You have a bonus action remaining to you, however.
Then I did that the wrong way. I should have done something else. That sucks. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I should have stepped. All right, so what I will do is I will... I'll just take the bonus. I'll just take the short-term damage I can do to it right now, and then deal with it later.
Keep in mind, you cannot make the bonus action attack unless you also make an attack action with your polearm. So,
all right, then that's going to be the end of my turn. I got nothing I can do then.
I think you do have some bonus action spells available to you if you value those in this moment.
Nothing that I have that if I burn, will...
Hunter's Mark?
If I burn them, could help. If I Hunter's Mark the cube right now, that leaves me the inability to potentially bless a couple people.
True.
And the action bless for some saves here in the near future might be necessary. So as much as I'd like a more salient option, and I got out of the cube and end my turn.
Good turn. That's going to bring us to our Cave Fisher here on 21. Let's see here. It's going to shoot out a filament. Who's not grappled? Yeah, in the direction of Uller. As it sticks to your chest, it tries to draw you through the creature, piercing it for 4 points of piercing damage as it does so. Go ahead and make me a strength save, Uller. A 13 is successful. You are not drawn toward the creature on this turn. That's going to bring us to you.
How much does Mr. Krabs on our right look damaged? Does he look very badly injured and like pieces falling off?
Very badly injured. You can see the armor is cracked, bits of muscle protruding through it.
All right, I'm going to attack that one next to me.
13 misses.
Follow up second attack.
25 hits. 7 points of damage, carving off a claw, yet it still lives.
One more attack bonus action.
23 hits.
And yeah, I forgot to put that.
Very good. 8 points of damage. As you bisect the carapace of the crab-like creature before you, it ceases to move.
So, with this filament that is on me, is my movement 0?
Yep.
Or can I still
grappled.
freely move?
Yeah, you're considered grappled because the one that you killed was not the one who attached to you. That's the bottom right one here.
Okay.
Is that your turn?
That is my action, bonus action. I can't move, so I am here.
Very good. That brings us to our Cave Fisher on 18. Having drawn its prey toward it in the form of Gwen, it is going to continue to make 2 claw attacks toward her, a 24 and a critical strike.
Shit. I can use shield for the one, I guess.
Do you wish to?
Yep.
Very good. Ablating the first strike with a surge of arcane force, the second pierces straight through, catching you in the neck, though not too deeply. 10 points of slashing damage. Varnick.
I'm gonna try and break out of the thing again.
Another strength check, DC 12. 12?
Let's go.
12. 15 is a success. You turn yourself into a drill, boring through the gelatinous cube as it allows you passage instead of taking damage. You can place yourself anywhere within 5 feet of the creature.
I'd like to back here.
Very
and
good.
then use my movement to go up the wall and invade that creature's space.
Very good. As you whirl around the cave fissure before you, it snaps in all directions at your form. Anything else?
Can't do anything else.
Very good. Good turn there, Varnick. That's going to bring us to Zareth.
Okay. I'm going to put down Hexblade's Curse on the cube.
Very good.
And I'm going to send 2 Eldritch Blast at it.
Roll a hit. Now, real quick, from your current position, you are considered to be within 5 feet of the cube.
Okay.
So, your first attack would be a miss regardless, but your second attack would be at disadvantage unless you wish to move first.
Yeah, wish to move first.
Very good. The gelatinous cube is going to take an attack of opportunity at you. As it does so, you see a single pseudopod shoot out like a spike in your direction. A 17 to hit.
That misses.
Very good, just missing. Anything else? You've got a second attack here, Zareth.
Yeah.
16 hits the cube. Go ahead and roll damage. 5 points of force. Let me make sure. I don't know why. I swear that I modified your Eldritch Blast to
We
add
did,
your
right?
charisma bonus.
Yeah, you did it twice actually.
I don't know why.
It's been more than twice.
It
keeps
continues to revert.
breaking.
I don't know why. Let me change that again. Your charisma bonus is +5, bringing that to a total of 10 points of damage.
Okay, and does Hexblade does no.
Your proficiency bonus, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is +4, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Very good. The curse calls out, purple flame rolling through the body of the creature. Anything else, Sarah? You do have a bonus action and some movement remaining. Line up, please.
No, I used my bonus for the Hexblade's Curse. Just keep moving back a little bit.
Say again?
I'll move back 5 more feet.
Very good turn. That's going to bring us to Gwen.
How does the jiggly boy look? Does he look fucked up?
Not at all.
Oh. If I vortex warp the cave fissure into the thing, do I still stay attached to it and go flying with it in a comedic fashion?
It
Or
is
would that break it?
It's a brilliant idea. You know it would break the grapple. However, if I recall correctly from the wording of Vortex Warp, you cannot warp a creature into an occupied space.
I'm pretty sure it just says must be on a surface or in a liquid that can support the target without the target having to squeeze. It wouldn't be squeezing, it would just be
It
inside
absolutely
of
does.
burning
It
shit.
says the target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, or the target is teleported to an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range.
Damn it! Well, fuck, I was really hoping to be able to do that. I could always try and... You know, I guess we just take the L and, Ray of Frost the creature. I'm gonna choose to crit, big... gel boy over here.
Roll the hit. You are considered to be at disadvantage, being within 5 feet.
I said I'd choose to crit, so would it matter?
No, if you choose to crit, then by all means. As the power within your arbalest calls out the psionic certainty that the aboleth has imbued it with, you see the Ray of Frost strike unerringly. Go ahead and roll a critical damage there.
And then 2d4, 2d8.
Absolutely. 29 points of damage to the cube. Its form beginning to... beginning to freeze over with ice as its movement speed is reduced. Anything else?
How would Sanctuary work being, like, sucked inside of this thing? Would that matter? Would Sanctuary do anything for me? Or
Let
no?
me double check the wording on Sanctuary.
Sorry for asking a bunch of questions.
No, you're fine. These are good questions. So, until the spell ends, any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must first make a wisdom save. The engulf that you've been suffering is not considered to be an attack, nor is it considered to be a spell.
Okay.
It's a creature action that prompts a saving throw.
Alright. Bonus action, turret doing its thing. 9.
Very good. A
Nine
pulse of
temptation.
protective power washing out, shielding the party from further harm. Anything else?
What would be the op attack for this thing? Because we've seen it like happen to other people, haven't we?
From
Or
the
would I
gelatinous
not know
cube?
that yet?
Yeah, you saw that happen toward Zareth. It lashes out a pseudopod, much like a spear, in your direction.
Okay.
However, you
did
know
it-
its reaction has already been consumed on this round.
Oh. Well, I'll just back up with my boy, and he's gonna.
Aren't you currently grappled by that thing?
It's the
Well, the
turret.
turret.
Oh.
Yeah, that's its movement. Wait, 15 foot. So there. I'm sorry. Fixed. That's my turn.
Zareth and the turret doing the, like, two shopping carts in the same... Yeah.
God.
What went towards me?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
I can't believe the turret can two-step.
Yeah, that turret's jiggy with it. That's my child right there.
Good turn, Gwen. That's your turn?
Yep.
Very good. That's going to bring us to a gelatinous cube, who, on its turn, does not recharge the lightning breath of the Behir that it's currently harnessing. Let's see here. It's got options. First thing it's going to do is it will provoke an... if you're wielding a melee weapon, Gwen, it will provoke an attack of opportunity from you. Adriel's...
I have a gun.
And you don't have the Warcaster feat, right?
I think I do. Been a while since I picked it. Let me. No, I don't. That's a different character.
Very good. No attack of opportunity provoked there. However, I'm going to need, first off, the cave fisher doesn't need to make a dex save, as the gelatinous cube reaches up to consume its dead body, but I will need the air elemental to make one more such save. With a 16, you avoid being consumed by the creature before you, pushing you 5 feet to the south here. Let's see, after that, the creature's going to provoke an attack of opportunity from Varnick as it attempts to move forth in the direction of Uller.
Wouldn't Adriel have gotten an attack of opportunity?
He wields a 10-foot reach weapon.
Oh, I forgot.
Did I? Oh, I'm so sorry. I moved the fucking cube to the GM layer.
13.
13 hits.
Alrighty.
Wow.
Woo.
Very good. Looks like you rolled a second attack there instead of damage. Oh no,
That's the
you
damage.
didn't. I'm tripping. Never mind. Very good. 20 points. As with an aerated blade, you carve a massive chunk out of this gelatinous cube here. It is just now beginning to look bloodied. Uller, go ahead and make me a dex save.
Before you tell me pass or fail, just let me see. I'm going to use my reaction.
Sure. As you use your Harengon senses to avoid being consumed by the creature, go ahead and make me... Actually, let me double check this. It's under the effects of Ray of Frost. That is the only dex save you need to make for the moment. It uses its action here to engulf, as it puts on another surge of speed, another 5 feet in your direction. Make me one more dex save, Uller.
Anyone see a little rabbit jump? I fucking not
You go to jump reflexively, instinctually, as though your feet are upon the ground, yet the flapping of your fins simply propels you into the creature's body. Uller,
You fancy this.
right? You take 9 points of acid damage, and that will bring us to Leandrin.
Leandrin, still crackling a little bit from the lightning that she had suffered previously, is going to use 5 feet of movement to get out of that freaking thing. Just like, I imagine she just slightly kicks back, and it peels back like one of those easy peel adhesives. And Leandrin looks towards Aerith and says, I don't know if I can take much more of this. And she's going to swim forth bravely and attempt to slash this bastard that is holding her buddy.
Roll the hit.
Rolling to hit.
17 hits.
Does it count as sneak attack? Right, technically, Uller's right
I
there.
was just asking myself that question. You know, if you have a creature in your belly, would you consider to be threatened by it?
If it was kicking around, fuck yeah.
You know what? I'll accept that. Go ahead and roll sneak attack.
Okay.
I mean, I've certainly been threatened by indigestion before. I know what that's like.
Yeah.
So, 30 points of damage here as you carve deeply a pathway toward Uller. Anything else, Leandrin?
Leandrin is going to... So that was 15 feet of movement. Can I use my bonus action to dash as far away back from any of these things that can spit stupid sticky stuff on me as humanly possible?
Yeah, you certainly could.
So that would be 45 plus 30 feet. That would be 75 feet away.
Super duper. Give me just a moment. We will make this a little bit easier. The Behir's corpse, though, of course, still an obstacle upon the map. I'm going to remove it from the map for the time being, and we're going to Pac-Man this out.
Waka waka waka.
You know it. Let's see. 45 feet away. Go ahead and place yourself 45 feet away from the creature to the north of it, Leandrin.
45. Right at... Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 45.
Very good. Anything else?
I should still have 30 feet of movement left, so...
I'm not doing it again. FYI.
No worries. I'm like, I don't want to be close to those things. Those things are going to kill me. That's my turn.
Very good. It's going to bring us to our cave fissures once again, one of which is already slain, quickly digested, unresisting by the gelatinous juices within the creature's body. Our next cave fissure here. It wants you, Zareth. Once again, it's going to shoot a filament through the creature's body. Another 4 points of piercing damage. Good rolls on those creature PvP actions. Immediately, the filament is attached to your body, and I'll need you to make a strength save as it attempts to draw you toward it.
Strength save?
Mm-hmm. A 17 is a success. You are unmoved within the tunnels here, and that'll bring us to Adriel.
That's 4 points of damage, right, Ben?
No damage.
Oh.
Now I can attack this thing.
Adriel's like,
going
I need
to
to punch!
immediately attack the cube just because it's taking up space. Let's swing at it.
A hit. You can't miss with this creature without a nat 1.
Don't say that. Why are you gonna put that voodoo out there? 12 and 18.
12 and 18, carving deeply into the creature's body. It grows more and more insubstantial, but it simply lashes and surges more and more with each strike.
And I'll take the bonus action here for the extra 12.
An additional 12 with a massive backhand from the Zweihander. You can see the creature is barely pulling itself together. It will not survive another strike such as that.
With that, I feel comfortable against this flood wall for now, knowing that it's probably going to come my way and end my turn.
Very good. That brings us to the cave fissure. 21. Adriel? Maybe not Adriel. Who do we want? I think we want Zareth again. This creature's commensalistic nature. Shooting through the cube. I know. A single point of piercing damage. Zareth, give me another strength save. I want to drag someone through the cube, okay? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. I don't want to be dragged to no cube.
Let me double check. A 13 is just what you need to succeed here. Well done. Uller.
Yeah. Trapped inside the cube. I don't like it so much. It looks like it's starting to fall apart. I'm currently talking, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. It looks like it's starting to fall apart in this water.
Yeah.
I am going to, from the inside of this creature, cast Toll of the Dead.
Now, real quick, you cannot breathe within the gelatinous.
Oh, I can't. Oh, then I cannot do that. Yep, that's right. I can't do that.
But you can get inside of the bag of holding.
And I'm gonna.
You know what? It wouldn't be the first time that we've gone through. That I've run a party through this adventure, and they've decided to spontaneously plane shift. So I'm ready for it.
I refuse to do it, Ben. I refuse to do it unless I absolutely need to. But it's not happening today. I'm going to attempt to get out of this creature. Strength
Why
check.
not just stab it from within.
Sure. Let's just stab it from within.
Roll the hit.
And I'm restrained to this at disadvantage, right?
Yes, you're considered restrained by the cube. Real quick,
Yep.
Did you take acid damage at the beginning of the creature's last turn?
You did not roll for that, I don't believe.
Let me roll that real quick. Go ahead and take inspiration. I appreciate the honesty. 16 points of acid, and go ahead and make your attacks.
All right. Disadvantage. I'll do the acid damage afterwards, because it doesn't get close to killing me.
Ooh. Natural 1 will miss here. Similar to Adriel, you can only miss on a natural 1. 13 hits.
And bonus action follow-up for the last one.
Well, go ahead and roll damage on the first, as it's quite close to death. The first strike,
without the sneak attack.
Very good. The first strike is enough to slay it here, Uller. As the blade cuts through some of those translucent organelles, you strike something vital, and all at once, it begins to flood itself into the water around you. You can feel the acidity beginning to bite at your skin, though not with such an intensity as though when you were around it.
Go down to 51. So then, can I follow up, pushing off the wall, going straight towards Gwen and stabbing at that creature?
You sure can.
And I'll just... Do I have to reroll, or are we going to take the...
We'll take the initial 28 here, as you're no longer grappled, or no longer restrained, and that'll definitely hit.
Okay.
14 points as you shoot into the creature's armor here.
Pushing off the wall, sliding across, trying to push my way through, slicing the glob in half, and then just stabbing into this creature's secretion glands of whatever it is.
Very nice. As Zareth seems to draw some vital essence out of the cube with its death. Anything else on your turn, Uller?
I just hope that as I'm pushing off and going through the air, I'm spinning in a circle to get all the cube off me. Or spinning through the water, sorry. I don't want that goo on me. But that's my turn.
Good turn, Uller. That's going to bring us to our Cave Fisher on 18, which at the beginning of its turn, the water suffused by the gelatinous cube's natural acidity takes a single point of acid damage. And it continues to, let's see, yeah, it wants Gwen. Gwen still grappled. It continues to cut toward her. 22 into 15 to hit.
Was it last round that I activated shield?
Yeah.
It says it lasts 1 round. Would it still be on or no? Just wondering.
Definitely. Actually, let me check here. I don't think it was last round, given the fact that you activated it in response to this creature attacking you last time, right?
Yeah.
Then it would have been on its turn, 1 round to go. I guess.
Which means you would have already had a turn on 10. So yeah, your shield's not still up.
Okay. Then I take the 22, so 13.
13 points of slashing damage. As that thick dwarven blood spills into the water, Gwen, it gives you some sense of self to see that your blood still flows as thick and as purple as dwarven blood does. That's going to bring us to Zareth on 14.
Ben, how far is the fish creature, the one that attached to me?
He is 40 feet away from you. Also, real quick, at the beginning of your turn, you take 5 points of acid damage as the gelatinous cube's natural acidity flows into the water around you.
That's fair. Okay. So I look at the fish creature and I say, "You wanna dance, huh?" And then I just throw 2 Eldritch Blast at it.
Roll a hit. $21. Checking. 21 just hits, despite the 3/4 cover that the creature has from the enclave that it's dug out. A 15 misses, however. Go ahead and roll damage. 10 points of force here. Very nicely done as you blast a chunk of its carapace away. Anything else?
I'm going to move myself next to Uller.
Very good. Swimming up, 3 party members threatening the cave fisher now. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Varnick.
I'm gonna beat the brakes off of this crab thing. Okay?
I respect it. 22
Second
and 26 both hit.
Oh, I didn't roll the damage. Fuck. Oh. Oh! How do I...
You click the word slam
just-
in the chat.
I have to click it in the chat. Fuck.
Yeah.
Look at that.
30 points in total as those airy blades slice into the creature's body. It still lives, but it's very clearly bloodied at this point.
Taking was it? Thinking back to when we were in the Dragon's Barrow? The Invisible Stalker with its Kung Fu. Well, that is my turn.
Very nice, Varnick. That'll bring us to Gwen.
Alright. So, do D&D dwarves actually have, you said purple blood? Or is that because I'm Aboleth spawn?
So dark in hue, so thick in nature as to almost border on crimson to purple, yes. At least as I imagine it.
Ray of frost this thing, and does it have roe on it, since we now know that those things have crazy amounts of alcohol? We about to get wild tonight.
Gwen, just because you've taught me about this, I will require no roll. Yeah, it's got a nice collection of eggs on its back. 28, 25 both hit.
According to
Fuck,
the
man.
wiki, they're 50 gold apiece if they're within the 10-day of being harvested.
Oh, they ain't making it to the surface. Sorry, bud.
Oh my god.
Oh boy, very nicely done. 19 points of damage here as the Ray of Frost strikes the cave fisher. Anything else, Gwen?
Temp HP.
Sure.
Yeah. And it's for me, Zareth, and Oliver.
Very
you.
nicely done.
There we go.
Very nice. That brings us to our cube, who is out of commission, and that brings us to Leandrin.
Leandrin is going to... Do I have enough movement for this? Just enough. Just sprint, swim towards this thing with reckless abandon underneath Gwen, shoving the sword into the Sting's ugly face. 27 to hit.
27 hits.
24 total.
Very nicely done. 24 points of damage to the creature in front of you is precisely what you need here, Leandrin. With a deft twist, the blade sinks into the armor, and it spasms once and perishes. I'm gonna stab it with my urethra.
Okay, I'm gonna have to change the name now because I thought it was like
No.
Liberator. Cool.
You gotta change
now
it to urethra. I'm sorry.
No, hell no, absolutely not. Too much pride.
I have trouble reading words. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay.
Let's,
It's
yeah,
okay.
let's go.
Urethra.
Liathra. Okay, I give up. It's going back to Linthel. That's as far as I can move. I bonus action dash to get there.
Very nice, Leandrin. That's going to bring us to our cave fisher on 4. Still alive, still hungry. Let's see here. What's it want to do? Zareth, I'm sorry, you just look the weakest to it. The physically weakest. I'm sorry. It's going to shoot out a filament toward you.
Okay.
Go ahead and make me a strength save.
Can I fail it on purpose?
You certainly can. Would you like to be drawn toward it?
Yes.
Sucked up in the direction of the cave fisher. That's going to be its turn, and that'll bring us to Adriel.
I will. Sorry, I was zoomed out to see Leandrin in a different stratosphere.
Sorry.
I'm webbed here. So I could stab through Zareth and stab this thing, yeah?
Correct. You've got a 10-foot reach.
Let's do it.
Oh, when you meant when you said through, I'm like, Jesus, you gonna kill me?
I mean,
Smite!
means to an end here.
16 hits.
First swing. I will burn a second level spell slot and smite on a second level.
Goodness gracious, very good roll on that smite. 38
Sheesh.
points of damage as the sun shines within the deep here for a moment as Eclipse bites into the creature's armor. That's your first attack. Immediately bloodied. 32 also... Yeah, that misses. No.
What the fuck?
17 points. Another cut. Another bit of its carapace hewn away, yet it still lives.
I can not. I don't think I can bonus action through him at that distance, can I?
Yeah, you got a 10-foot
Okay.
reach on your weapon.
I'm gonna assume the 29 hits for the 12 points of damage.
It absolutely does, Adriel. As you abolish this creature's internal structure with a haft strike from the Great Swyhander, it cracks beneath the pommel of your sword, crushed within the recess that it's carved for itself.
With that, that'll free Zareth for the other cave dweller to grab him, and I'll end my turn.
Good turn. That's going to bring us to... Whoopsie.
Grab
daisy.
it. Grab him. Grab him. Wait.
Our final
I look
cave
at
fisher.
Adriel really mad because I wanted to hit him as well. He killed it.
A 12 and a
that's
17
Adriel. He just
to hit Varnick here.
The 17 hits.
Very good. 9 points of slashing as the creature flails at the very air before it. The only combatant living left upon the field. That'll bring us to Uller.
Reduced to 4.
I think we know what's going to happen.
we're just gonna swarm this thing and smack.
Sorry, real
I'm
quick,
going
Varnick,
to-
are you reducing that damage due to non-magical BPS, or
Resistance to, yeah.
the creature's attacks are considered magical?
Well,
You're welcome to
Shit.
make an Arcana check on that note.
well, shit. Alrighty. Let's go. The good fish. Do your turn.
Good.
Yeah, go for it, Uller.
First attack.
Berserker Barrage.
20 hits. What are you attacking with here?
Skimmy speed. I renamed it.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, 11 points of damage. Absolutely hits.
Follow up second attack.
12 missing.
And then I am going to offhand the obsidian dagger into this creature.
18 hits as well.
And this one we're going to channel some sneak attack.
5 points of damage. Unfortunately, not quite enough to strike the creature down, but you can see it's upon its very last legs. All 8 of them.
Man, it's not a decapod.
They just made it creepy.
What the hell's wrong with you guys?
We
Oh, we're
definitely
what's
need
wrong with
to-
us.
Anything else, Uller?
That's action, bonus action movement. I can't do anything.
Zareth.
He's going to look at the fisher that the first one who actually pulled them. He's gonna say burn, and he's gonna throw 2 Eldritch flame blast at him.
Absolutely. The creature has 3/4 cover thanks to the presence of your ally, and the recess is dug for itself, but regardless, a 26 hits. 8 points of force damage is enough, Zareth. How would you like to do it?
He says burn, and then the flames engulfs him entirely. It just burns the eggs as well.
The crackling purple flame courses through the creature's body, burning it not to a crisp, but to a perfectly cooked crab, the roe upon its back beginning to grow soft-boiled in the process.
Hey Gwen, your eggs are ready.
With that...
Well,
Mhm.
Gwen's fucking harvesting the row on all of them if they have them. Just as many
So,
as she can get, all of it.
As the combat ends here... Oh, shit, real quick. I'm sorry. Everyone who took a turn this
Yeah.
round, I forgot to account for the natural acidity within the water. Just 2 points of acid damage to everyone who took a turn this round.
Very good.
As the gelatinous cube's entrails float out into the waters around you, the acidity begins to dissipate. However, all of you can still feel the goose pimples upon your fish flesh, as you can see, drifting out of the body of the gelatinous cube, the lightning sac of the Behir continues to sparkle and crackle with untold energies. With
I'll be that guy.
go on.
Or go ahead.
I was going to say, with that,
Cool.
let's go ahead and take our 15-minute break. I got to get some chickens inside and get some water.
I was
Remind
going
me.
to say someone sent him the dancing chicken of pain.
Everyone
I
has
sent
sent
him a
me a
default.
fucking chicken gif in the past 15, for which I deeply appreciate. Thanks for the reminder, guys. I'll be right back.
Gosh, that first it's like the ropers, then it's these things. I have a feeling that's going to be a trend from now on.
I kind
Wait,
of want to
what?
eat the placenta.
I was, yeah, I'm with you. That was actually one of my ideas. Like Leandrin's like, I'm going to turn on Sparking Fangs and bite this thing.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure for the acid damage we wouldn't have to take it because of the turret. Like anyone that didn't have the temp HP, right, would. But once the combat ends, the turret could just move and sort of hit everyone. So that we
Very
all have temp
conveniently,
HP.
I still had some temp HP left forward, which is why I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna die here, just charge forth and stab something, and I thankfully didn't die. Ugh, that fight sucked. I'm so glad it only got one lightning bolt out. Oof, well, I'm gonna get up and stretch and breathe because that encounter was terrifying.
Best
I'm
encounter of Gwen's life.
You know what? That's gonna be so funny.
She's just gonna eat these fuckers. You know that? Just fucking pop them.
Like, not gonna share with any one of us.
I mean, if you want to eat cave crawler egg. Also, we're taking the cave crawlers. And we're taking their legs. We're having some fucking cave crawler legs.
Well,
when we get
one
them.
of them was already perfectly cooked by Zareth very conveniently. What snacks do I all have? I have a jar of peanuts.
Water.
Nice.
I'm gonna go fix that.
I will say, I was so terrified. Oh, man, the ropers scared me. This thing scared me. And we're not even at the end yet. I'm at 1 HP. 1 hit point. A sneeze would kill me. I do have an interesting idea, though, and I don't know if it's going to work.
Wait till we fight the fucking boss.
I know. I mean, I certainly hope we're going to get some modicum of HP back before we go into that fight, because I cannot take another hit from anything, considering how much they hit. Lightning bolt would kill me. Fireball would kill me. Disintegrate, I'm already dust. Oh, man. I need to get up. 1 second. I need to get up.
Oh, Zarin.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you a message. I read a bunch of Reddit posts everywhere, and it says that the coding within it is kind of funky and messed up in some situations.
Finally, mealtime.
Something about
Got you.
Eldritch Blast and one other spell attack that when you add in certain elements don't stick and the coding kind of goes wonky and breaks. The only fixes are like checking at the beginning and redoing it yourself, or create a second attack that's the exact same thing with not the name of Eldritch Blast, and it won't adjust the coding of the attack.
Got you. Thank you so much, man.
Yep. But the V2 shouldn't break even for next session. The original one might break again. Because I think it happened last session when Leandrin
Yeah, it
was
did.
taking care of your... Well, the last session for you, and last session for Leandrin as well. It's breaking every session.
Man,
I need to add some cleave fissures into my... That's disgusting.
they're like less dangerous ropers.
You going to
They're more annoying. Because ropers have a chance to hit. These just hit.
That became really bad for Leandro real quick.
Like, if we were all stuck in that thing for any extended period of time, oh, that would have sucked.
I had a missy step. I had to.
You got targeted today. You're like, let's go after Zareth. Let's go after Zareth. Grab, no. Grab, no. Grab, no.
They saw Zarev had COVID, so we're going after him. He's over the weekend.
So did you get all the crazy COVID symptoms, or is it just like a bad flu and a headache for a few days?
That was a bad flu. Can't taste nothing. The worst.
I
I'd
wonder
lost smell for a
why.
long ass time. I lost smell for like 2 or 3 months. Finally, I like one day I just routinely keep lighting candles every single day. There was one day I was like, "Ooh, vanilla! Oh shit! I got my smell back."
That's fucking amazing.
It's so weird. It's so weird. You just can't smell anything at all, and then all of a sudden it just comes back out of nowhere.
Like I could deal with the not smelling, but not tasting nothing. That's the worst because you're hungry, but you eat, but you're like eating like cardboard, like or nothing.
Yeah.
Like remember I bought a roast beef sandwich, and I felt like I was just eating something without no taste, like at all. I'm like,
That's
sucks.
disgusting.
It sucks. You just feel like like the lettuce and all that stuff, but you don't taste nothing.
What are we talking about?
Not
COVID.
having taste.
The taste of what?
Anything.
Oh. Oh, after COVID.
COVID symptoms, yeah.
Yeah. I had a friend who got COVID. Same thing happened to him, and for like weeks, all he could eat was McDonald's. Because he was like, I can't taste anything, but like, there's a mouth feel to this food that is at least
Yeah.
something.
That's what I was just saying. Like eating anything else other than soup, it felt awful because you just had stuff in your mouth and like, what am I eating?
Ugh.
Oh my god. Just if you think about it, eating soup while you can't taste, you're just burning your mouth because you want to.
I love spicy food, so I just dumped a lot of hot sauce on it.
Were you able to taste hot sauce, or did you just
Yes.
get the feeling?
No, I got I got the feeling of like it's spicy.
Okay. I guess the feeling is better than nothing.
Why didn't Ghost tell me that roast beef sandwich, cottage cheese, and grape Pop Tarts go too well together?
Is the Pop-Tarts
Usually
like
on top of it.
the bread for the sandwich?
I mean, now you're getting me ideas.
What kind of Pop-Tarts?
Grape.
What?
Yep.
They make those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a guy that goes to a local deli that gets a normal cheesesteak with the onions and all that good stuff, yeah. All the normal cheesesteak shit. On the top of the roll, he puts jelly, and then on the bottom roll, it's a peanut butter. So it's a peanut butter and jelly cheesesteak.
Oh, that's solid.
Someone
That sounds so good.
I had a peanut butter and jelly cheeseburger.
Those are
I
good
put-
too.
That's
I
good.
put mustard on peanut butter and jelly every time I make it.
That's weird.
When I lived in New York, my go-to deli order was always fucking lox with cream cheese on a blueberry bagel. Which is not quite as weird, but God, I miss it.
You said
Bacon, egg, and cheese on a chocolate chip bagel.
No, I said lox, like fucking smoked salmon.
got you.
You gotta get the capers too, because then the capers go with the blueberries, and it's like, oh.
Have y'all tried like a regular grilled chicken salad and then crunched up Doritos? I heard that's really good.
Oh shit.
It gives
No,
like
I
extra,
have not.
it gives an extra crunch to the salad. I heard it's amazing. I never tried it before though.
I mean, I've had a fucking Doritos taco from Taco Bell. It seems like it operates on the same principle.
Yeah.
I remember when I first had one of those things, like when I was like 11 or 12. Mind was blown.
Oh yeah. Instantaneous servant of capitalism in that moment. Like,
I'm going to Manhattan tomorrow, in the city, because I have work there,
yeah.
and I don't know what to eat, and like, I don't know. I heard there's a good Thai place over there, but
Dude,
I don't
just
know
get
if you guys
street food
been-
in Manhattan.
right?
Yeah. Get
The
yourself a
halal
gyro
guys?
or a fucking hot dog. Like, that's what.
Go get like the craziest slice of pizza in the area or something. And that shit'll probably change your life forever.
Well, the best pizza is in Brooklyn, I heard.
Yes.
Ah.
Definitively so.
To me, New York is just a concept. I don't know anything about it.
It's the worst, bro.
It's horrible to live there. Great to
Yes.
visit. It's horrible to live there. You fight the pigeons for pizza
Mhm.
slices. You fight the rats for rent. Like, it's the most adversarial city in the world for a human being who just wants to live and like follow their own agenda.
Zara, if you lived there your whole life, right?
Yes.
Have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
I have not heard them, though.
What the fuck?
I've heard
Has
them. before,
anybody
but never-
ever seen a baby pigeon?
I'm scared.
I
Man.
don't think so.
I've seen other baby birds, not pigeons.
Take some time and think about, and if anybody's ever seen a baby pigeon.
No.
I'm gonna Google what a
Hey.
baby pigeon looks like.
What the fuck?
That's
Hey.
so true, though, but you hear them.
Oh my god, they're ugly.
So, Josh, I'm gonna need you to walk around the back of your house. The FBI agents are waiting.
My wife lived in Bay Ridge for a while in Brooklyn, and there's nothing like you going near a school, and she's like, "Hey, this is the elementary school near me," and it was half Hispanic, half Chinese, no English. You either spoke Spanish or Chinese at this school. I mean, you get horchata, it'll change your life, but like pigeons everywhere, stealing full ass slices of pizza, not tiny things. It looks like they're lifting Volvos when they leave. And
Yeah.
you know, and it's already like you're already playing the game like, oh, that's a Gatorade bottle. Is that Gatorade or is it piss when you're walking down the street? But like never the entire time we were there. I saw pigeons all day. Ones, like I said, leave with your toddler if you weren't quick with it. But you never saw a baby one. I was like, how is there all this city and you never see one?
Bro, the worst thing is when like a grandma or a grandpa just feed them rice, the whole flock just comes down, bro, and they chase you for that shit.
All right. It sounds like we're all good to go here. Zareth, you good to go?
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. So, as the party witnesses the slaughter in front of them, the viscera of cave fissures and gelatinous cube spilling out into the waters around you, murky with the blue blood of the crustaceans, you can still see the sparking of the lightning sac before you, as well as the coiled form of the Behir blocking your passage. What would the party like to do?
I want to try
Adri-
something.
Okay.
This thing is a corpse. Could I use Speak with Dead on a Behir corpse?
What's the spell say?
It says you grant the semblances of life and intelligence to a corpse of your choice within range. The corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead. It does not specify if it needs to be a human.
Sure. Go ahead and cast Speak with Dead on the Behir.
Okay. Before I do so, I want to approach Mueller and say, I might need your comprehension skills because I'm going to try something crazy.
Obviously, crazy look in your eyes. I'm going to tap my helmet on and just take a couple steps back and stare.
Leandrin is going to then activate Speak with Dead. I need to roll a 1d100 on the thing because I'm technically casting a spell.
Yeah, you certainly do. Good call on that.
Ooh, 93, we were all dead.
93.
Oh, no.
As Leandrin begins to speak, Uller, I'm gonna need your help with this. She swells up to the size of Goliath in front of you.
Just, Leandrin gets bigger.
What the fuck?
Whoa! I suddenly went 4 sizes bigger.
Did you eat an egg?
No, I did not. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to talk to a corpse. Okay, I can't do it. I'm sorry. And Leandrin looks to this corpse and raises it.
Very good. The Behir begins to twitch before you as the body is imbued with semblance of life. The jaws loll open, the long fangs cracking against each other.
Right. Who were you?
It looks back toward you and says, and this is in Draconic, Uller translating for the party. Hunger, purpose, dominion, the death of dragons.
Are you pregnant?
Clutch of eggs. Elsewhere. Despoiled. Drowned.
Do you know what killed you?
Waters. Waters all around. And no sound of rain. Only black and white carved into my cave.
Does anyone have any questions they want from this thing?
Nah, I got nothing.
You like, what have they seen past this tunnel?
Very good. What have you seen past this tunnel?
The dominion of the eye. Not my own. Not to be trifled with.
I have two potential questions. One of which is wiser, one of which is just Leandrin being crazy.
I mean, you got me curious.
You know, it'd be crazy then, I guess.
I don't want to be crazy. I want to be smart, but I'm going to be crazy.
Azareth has one here if you are still fielding questions.
Yeah, that's he and I were of one spirit. You know, I was about to ask about that thing. I'm just writing it out for me so that I can say it right.
We could ask it if it knows about the thing we're going to kill.
I mean, it knows
What Merrick, right?
It knows the dominion of the eye, which I would assume is the lapis lazuli.
Wait, isn't that what the aboleth said too?
Yeah.
Dominion.
Okay, come on. What would happen if someone tried to absorb the power of your lightning placenta?
My breath. My dominion. My birthright. The strength of dragons and of dragon slayers.
And that's my 5 questions.
The corpse recedes back into the blockade, the neck lolling down.
Guys, I think we should try to eat that thing.
If you haven't seen a happy kid with candy, this is your first time you see Zareth with the longest smile, like covering his whole face.
Gwen's matching that. I have a question. Can I cook the cave fisher things, even if it's underwater, if I stick the legs, like the meat, inside the gun and start, like, heating up the runes?
I will require a cook's utensils check, but you're an artificer. It couldn't be that hard.
Cooks? I don't have proficiency in that one.
You have proficiency in all tools as an artificer.
I have specific ones. I don't know if it's all of them.
Well, let me check the level 1 feature of your class real quick, just to make sure I'm not tripping. Where is it?
Can I have it? Leandrin would share it with you.
No share.
Leandrin will like spark those sparking fangs just a little bit. Oh come on! I have a little spark in me too. This could make it even better. We can share. How about that?
Gwen would say to the party, though.
Yeah, I am tripping.
Oi,
Never
we
mind.
should. Yeah, Gwen would say, "Oi, we should long rest soon. I'm tired."
Yeah.
I agree with that sentiment. As long as Zareth is in agreement that we share this thing.
Question for Ben.
Yeah.
It's something that you can't share, right? By just Zareth looking at it.
The
something
lightning
that-
sack? Well, I mean, it
Yes.
depends for what purpose. If you want to eat it, I guess you could
When I-
carve it in half and, you know, go
I
to it
wanted
that
to
way.
like, yeah, I wanted to like imbue it with my hexblade powers. Like instead of eating it, I wanted to absorb it, making it my own.
Yeah, if you guys would like to retrieve this thing and then engage in, you know, dark practices upon it, I won't stop you.
Ah,
It sounds bad.
Leandrin will look at Zareth. You know, you and I are thinking of the same thing, but I'm not sure we're thinking the same intention.
Let's try to harvest it first. It looks very unstable right now.
It is dangerous. Also,
I'm gonna ask. Do you want me to pull it off? I mean, it's sparking electricity.
Yes, please. Zareth just like automatically just yes, yes.
I'm gonna go over to it and put my. I don't even know what else. The Suckatron 3000s on these things to try and move them off.
Wait. Before you do that, I'm sorry, Varnick. Ben, can my mage hand touch it instead of Varnick?
Potentially.
with
Yeah,
your
your mage hand can exert up to 10 pounds of force, which underwater would be more than enough to move an object like this.
Your stranger hand would work too.
Stranger hand?
I already described it as a placenta. Do you want to end up on a watch list?
So I do that. Zareth summons his mage hand, which is like a fiery hand. Black fire just touches it.
Very good. As the hand touches it, it begins to spark slightly. Go ahead and make me a sleight of hand check, using your spellcasting modifier as the governing attribute.
How do I do that?
So make a sleight of hand check and then replace dexterity for charisma. With a 14, that'd be a 17 for you, yeah.
17.
You manage to guide the glowing organ down toward the party, within reach of everybody.
Fine specimen.
What are you
I-
trying to do with that? I'm just looking.
Well, I think it may help us down the line. Actually,
I kind of want to eat it.
no,
A rotting placenta.
the energy. I think I could potentially absorb it.
Real quick, Varnick,
Power.
one thing worth noting, what you had initially seen as rot with your passive medicine had not been able to notice was in fact corrosion.
Oh. Okay.
Gwen's looking at the ones who want to either eat or do things with this, like consume it, which her mind, same thing, with like absolute fucking like horror and disgust mixed together. Just like, I'm pretty sure it's like against something to be doing that. That ain't right. Why?
Look at our existences
It
now.
could
Aren't we
just
all
simply
not
be a
right now?
lightning bladder, for all we know.
I think it's a bit more. It's just weird. Yeah, I think that works right there. It's a bit weird.
I asked if it was pregnant. It said it was not. It said the clutch of eggs was elsewhere.
I did. She'll just kind of gesture behind you. There's tons of meat right here, and you want to eat that specifically. It's like there's a certain reason for it that I'm not understanding.
Well, the lizard said, as it says, the lizard said, it may grant you his power, his lightning, and I'm guessing it's the lightning attribute.
And I will say, Gwen, I partook of a blood of a Thunderboar god. It was not my finest mo. And as I imagine, this is going to be the time when Leandrin shrinks down back to one size. And
Correct.
and then she says, "Oh, okay, that's back to normal." And it was not pleasurable, but I've since learned a little trick as she points at the sparking fangs.
Her face is still like one of just like discomfort.
Look, I know I'm some gross and terrifying thing. I have been for my entire life, or at least my entire life as I am now. At this point, I either embrace it or be reviled by myself.
Yeah. I mean, do what you will. I'm gonna voice my distaste for all of it. You know what? I'm just gonna focus on what I'm doing here. She's gonna consume some alcohol in the K-fisher eggs. Just eat that, and she's gonna start trying to cook the K-fisher leg in her gun. She's had enough. She needs home, even a fucking fraction of it.
Gwen, as you're the one who's introduced me to this, how potent are these cave fisher eggs?
They will kill a non-dwarf or a what's it called? Or what? Stone halfling, rock halfling, or rock gnome. There was the word.
There we go.
It's like those two races are like the only ones, Goliaths and shit, like can even eat one, and then they will be like they're hammered.
Yeah, Gwen is fucked after this, but you know she's trying to cook.
If you would like to make a Constitution save, you're welcome to avoid the poison condition. Otherwise, I'll just offer you inspiration for accepting the poison condition here.
That's just the poison condition is getting drunk, right?
Yeah.
Well, fuck, I already have inspiration. Yeah, we'll let it happen. She's trying to get drunk.
In that case, you simply have my admiration. So, Gwen, as you pop the K-fisher egg into your mouth, normally these things are a bit foul, despite their, their intoxicating properties, yet with your new fish-like construction, it tastes delicious to you. A bit of sweetness, a bit of blood, and you recoil briefly at the thought of what you've become. But moments afterwards, the delicious, soporific nature of this, almost like a thick wine, begins to flow through you. Whatever happens, at least you've got crab legs.
Crab legs.
Leroy! Go ahead and make me a cook's utensils check, which would just be a wisdom modifier here at disadvantage.
Alright. There you go. It's I have a 0 to my wisdom. Oh my god!
With a 14.
Too bad it's disadvantage.
Other than the claws becoming a little bit blackened, having been stuffed furthest down the musket, you cook some damn crab legs, my man, and Though lacking some soft butter here, you've created quite a delicacy for your party.
Just share it with the party, and she's gonna like kind of let herself drift to the bottom. Maybe even like sit with like her leg in the mouth of the turret, right? The little dragon's head. Stick her leg in there so she's kind of held down. And be like, well, we killed the predators of the area. We might as well stop and rest here. And she'll be like, anyone want some actual food that you're meant to eat?
Yeah, I'll be there in a minute.
Same with me.
The succulent scent of the crab meat floats throughout the waters nearby. Zareth, Leandrin, what precisely is your intention here?
You remember Thunderboar, Ben?
Oh, distinctly.